Well, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting a very long time. Feels like a long time, but we finally have the Transformers the movie studio series leader class Megatron. I'm pleased to say it's pretty good. Not perfect, but not too bad. I think we start off with a tank mode because he definitely doesn't transform into a gun. That would be absurd. Anyway, it's a good looking tank mode or whatever, I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean, I think, Megatron turning into a tank is, it's cool enough. Please let me know your thoughts on the whole situation with that. Like, are you bummed out that these G1 Megatrons can't, I guess, turn into guns or whatever? Like, I mean, it's kind of weird, but, like, I don't know. I think tank mode looks pretty good. Let's do a quick, let's get a measurement. How long is Megatron? Okay, if you go by, like, the treads, it's gonna be, like, less than 5 1/4, just over 5 inches. If you go by, like, the tip of the cannon, you're looking at right about 7 inches. So, it does roll. Got a wheel there, and you got this big, like, long wheel thing. It rolls. Some of the, like, in fact, if you look closely, I think some of the paint already scratched off. Some of that blue paint there. It doesn't, like, hit the ground, but it's, like, very, very close. Like, it does have, like, ground clearance, but you see how close that is to touching the ground. Like, it's, you know what I mean? So there's no great ground clearance, so if you're not super careful, you'll probably scratch that paint, kind of like I did. Anyway, yeah, so this thing, it does rotate. It does look odd in my opinion. Like, it's not centered. Like, I feel like it should be centered, right? It's just the way they kind of had to engineer it, I guess. But yeah, it didn't come out great. I definitely think that it has a weird offset thing that definitely bothers me, but it does still move. Up and down, you can't do, unfortunately. You can kind of dislocate it and get it to go up, like, a little bit, but yeah. So, it's whatever. There's some cool things with engineering and the transformation. But ultimately, the articulation of the top part of the tank didn't come out super great. But I mean, it looks good though. We got sculpted detail, we got paint for the treads and everything. Decepticon logo looks pretty good. Paint there. You'll notice this more in the robot mode. A lot of this, like, brownish grayish color. It has this, like, marbling thing going on, which I don't really care for. I kind of wish I didn't have that. I'm not sure what the reason is exactly, but yeah. So obviously this is gonna turn into, like, his gun arm. And I think they use this plastic for, like, somewhere, like, on his legs or something somewhere. And yeah, I just don't really like the way that looks. It's almost has that weird, like, translucent effect. It's not like translucent, but almost like looks like it is. It's kind of weird. I don't love it, to be 100% honest with you. But yeah, there he is. I'm gonna put him into robot mode, and then we'll get pretty much to the fun part. Okay, here he's in the robot mode. See how tall he is. Okay, he's like pretty close to 7.5 inches. I want to say he's ever so slightly less to the top of that helmet. And yes, he's a little bit taller than the last Megatron, so he should measure up better to our newer Optimus Prime. I'll do some comparisons a little bit later. But anyways, just to show him, I think he looks pretty good. I think his proportions are good. Maybe his arms are, like, a little small, like maybe like his shoulders could be ever so slightly broader, maybe. But otherwise looks pretty good. The colors look pretty good, you know. Everything tucks in and folds in like pretty nicely. Like he doesn't have like a lot of like kibble or anything, you know. Everything just folds into the legs, into these lower legs, basically. Like even like Optimus Prime has like definitely has a bit of a backpack thing going on for sure. But this one, not really. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. The one thing aesthetically that bothers me, I kind of, okay, actually, two things. I mentioned this weird plastic. See how it's like, got that marbling or whatever you call it? I'm not a huge fan of that. Looks a bit weird. Don't know if I like that. The other thing is the head. I feel like the shape looks a little off. Like maybe it's a little bit tall and skinny. I feel like usually the helmet, is the helmet usually that like tight on his face? Like I feel like there's something off with the face maybe like this section maybe should have been wider, and maybe his chin like could have been stopped. Maybe in a cartoon, maybe he doesn't always look the same. I'm probably misremembering something. The one thing that really stands out is the lips. I noticed this as soon as the pre-orders like went up, you know, when I first saw this figure. And I was like, he's got like a weird duck face thing going on. I didn't care for it, and I still don't care for it. And yeah, let me know how you feel about that, because I definitely feel like it's really odd. What I will say, it has grown on me a little bit. When you look at him from afar, like, I don't mind it as much. Like, I know how that sounds, like, oh, as long as you can't see it super well, you won't notice it. Yeah, but what I'm also saying is, because they sculpted the lips so prominently, you can more easily see his kind of iconic Megatron stern look. You can see that look on his face from like further away. It's more prominent. So I guess the argument could be made that it's good that way. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. Anyways, this transformation is cool. Again, mostly everything kind of just tucks into the legs. Everything's pretty intuitive. I was able to figure out my way back to robot mode without the instructions. You know what I mean? It's pretty intuitive, honestly. I think I did everything correctly. I could have missed a step. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I actually was wrong. This flaps are supposed to be on the sides like that. Yeah, so I think it actually looks better, even better like that. Yeah, so totally had it wrong the whole time. It's kind of actually not that small of a difference. It's actually pretty noticeable. So sorry about that. Yeah. I believe the flaps are supposed to be on the sides. I guess technically, like this thing just pops on and off, so that would be like parts forming or whatever. And then this thing obviously as well. This thing's a tiny bit loose. Shouldn't be a problem, but not as tight on there. It likes to spin around and get out of place a little bit. Well, like a stronger connection maybe, but you know, it is what it is. We'll do the articulation. Up and down, it is there. You know, I mean, you got the big helmet. What are you gonna do? I mean, it'll rotate as well. You get some tilt. Pretty standard stuff. About what you would expect. Shoulder will go up pretty much 90 degrees. It's got this shoulder spike thing that's gonna get in the way. You know how it goes. Elbow a little bit better than 90. Also, I forgot actually. He does have like a butterfly joint situation thing going on. Also, I think you can kind of like, I mean, theoretically, you can kind of untab this, or maybe not. Maybe not. There's like extra hinges in there. You can untab this, and I think you could swing it out a little bit. It does get stuck. It doesn't want to come out. But anyway. Waist rotation. You know, pretty standard stuff. It goes all the way around. The hand, I think it is on a ball joint. So you get like a little bit of like wiggle. But basically it's just going to be rotation. And you have your... Oop. And you have your hand there. Your fingers. 3 fingers. Together, they have like 2 joints, and they have 2 joints on the index finger or whatever. Then these skirt pieces flip out, and I guess from the transformation they also like flip that way if you want to do that. And then these skirt pieces aren't really skirt pieces; they're actually attached to the leg. So really, you know, I won't really get in the way. He can kick pretty darn high, not too bad. And then outward, it is not bad either. And then he does have a thigh swivel, no problems there. The knee, basically like 90, pretty fine. Ankle rocker. So okay, so it looks like that wants to come untapped. So you can get a lot of it out of it, but you can kind of go pretty much all the way. But some things are gonna get untabbed, like ever so slightly, but shouldn't really be too much of a problem. And I think as far as forward and back goes, okay. Oh, just I guess from transformation you can put the toe like down if you want to, and the foot could actually go all the way out there. So I mean, the articulation is pretty much no problems really there. Pretty good. Let's go over his accessories. He does come with whatever this thing is called. I don't remember, to be 100% honest with you, but there it is. It does have like a base to it, so you can't really slide it into his hand. I actually haven't tried putting it into his hand yet. I'm assuming it will pop in, hopefully no problem. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It just pops in, like no problem at all, actually. So you can have him with that. I don't know, I'm really big into the Megatron with a purple lightsaber thing. I don't know if it's really my thing, but it is what it is. You do get it. It is based on the movie. I guess he had in the movie. Honestly, I don't fully remember. I'm sure he did. I just don't remember. And of course he does come with a gun. He can't turn into a gun, but he can come with a gun, which, you know, is interesting. It's different, but not that different. But, well, I guess so. Anyways, he does come with, like, the Megatron gun. It does have a tiny Decepticon logo, which is surprisingly clean. I mean, you know, it looks fine. And so you can have, you know, Starscream hold it. Presumably. Can you? Actually, you can't really have Starscream hold it. Because it has a little bit back to it. It's going to hit his forearm, so he can't really use it. Okay, I take it back. Like you could, but not so much. Can Optimus Prime hold it? Yes, he can. Yeah, he can comfortably hold it. Interesting. Can Megatron himself hold himself? Let us put that to the test. It gets crooked, so his forearms will hit it a little bit. Yeah, he can hold it, but not comfortably. That is interesting. Okay, so yeah, he does come with this thing. Do whatever you want with it. Aside from that, let's just start comparing some stuff. Speaking of Optimus Prime and Starscream, there they are. Let's bring them all in here. So he's quite a bit taller than Starscream, like way taller, which I suppose is appropriate. I don't know what Starscream's looking at. Getting more level there, more even. So yeah, we finally have a Megatron that is not way shorter than our new Optimus Prime. In fact, he's actually a little bit taller. There's the old Megatron. As you can see, he's kind of the shorter one of these three units here. He's quite a bit smaller than our new Optimus Prime. So putting these two together was just kind of like, yeah, and it's a fine figure. But this one definitely looks a lot better. The new one just not only is it better size compared to this Prime, but I think actually he just he looks pretty good actually. This one's very broad. I just wish he was a tiny bit more broad, maybe. But anyway, but yeah, as you can see, it's like night and day. These are very. I mean, obviously the paint job on this one is different. This one was like a special edition or something with a special paint job. I don't fully remember what it is, but just even looking at the sculpt, I mean, just the design philosophy, it's very different, very, very different kind of thing going on here from here. So this, I didn't realize it until I really looked at them next to each other. But yeah, so this feels like an upgrade. This feels like it's, I'll be honest with you, you know, I want to be objective. I will give my opinion. I do think that this is a worthy upgrade. This figure is kind of old. If you're craving like just like a regular like base Megatron, totally get it. I would say it is worth it. I think it's worth it. I think this one is very different from this one. I also have what else do I have here? I also have this guy. I have Megatronus, who has like a thing sticking out of him for some reason. I don't know why I put that there. Is he supposed to have that? I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, pretty cool stuff. Oh, you know who I forgot? I do have Soundwave. I forgot to transform him. Give me a minute. Okay, here we go with the crew of the important characters. I want to throw Starscream in here, but now he just feels outdated. He just feels really outdated now, and he's really short. I guess they're making the scales bigger, which is, I guess, was just what like all action figure lines do now. That's just the thing. Like every line of action figures over time, everything has to get bigger for some reason. Whatever. That's probably a discussion for another time. Yeah, we need that new Starscream. That is what we need. We need it very badly. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so here he is. Prime and Soundwave, at least. May as well just put Soundwave in kind of a more normal pose here, so you can kind of see the actual height difference. His elbow looks to get stuck. Anyway, so he actually is quite a bit bigger than Soundwave. Like, he's quite a bit taller. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely. He likes to drop that. How close can I get him here? Yeah. So you notice he definitely kind of towers over him. I mean, not towers over him, but he's definitely, like, it's noticeably taller. Which I think this is a good size for sure. I mean, I think Megatron, I feel like, is kind of like the tallest of. I mean, he's not as tall as, like, you know, more like the huge characters, but you know what I mean. I feel like he should be pretty tall. I do like the scale. I think with Soundwave, maybe I think maybe a little bit on the short side. I kind of feel like Soundwave should be pretty close in height to these two, but I don't know. Feel free to chime in on that. And I dropped Prime. As far as the scale between these two, I feel like that's pretty much fine. How tall should Megatron be in comparison with Optimus Prime? In my opinion, I think they should be close in height. I'm totally fine with them being like the exact same height. I'm definitely okay with Megatron being a little bit taller. I'm not okay with Optimus Prime being a little bit taller. It feels weird when Optimus Prime is taller. So this, where he's a little bit taller than him, that's perfect. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine with that. One more thing I forgot to mention, by the way. If you like your weapon storage, by the way, you can store these things. In here, there's a little tab on there, which I don't really like these little tabs. It's not going to stay in very well. It's probably going to fall. I don't know if it's well, you can go. I guess you can go either way and put it like that way. That might look cool, maybe. If that's your thing. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Anyway. So yeah, that's about it. Would I recommend this figure? Yes. Yes, I would. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It really just, honestly, if you like Megatron, I mean, like, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with the old one. You know, he's cool. I mean, there are some things wrong with it, but this one, again, it does feel like an upgrade. It's kind of how I felt about, I don't know how I felt about all three of these guys, honestly. I got this guy. I was like, well, my Prime is pretty good as it is. I got this one. I was like, okay, now I see the difference. It actually feels different. It looks different. Soundwave. I looked at my old Soundwave. I was like, wow, yeah. It's kind of the same, especially with Soundwave. The transformation is more or less the same kind of deal, you know. It's just Soundwave, you know. Fold him up, being turned into a box. But not even, he really, you know, feels different. And this one, I think, is honestly no different. He's pretty good. I like the sculpt. The lips don't bother me as much anymore. When you look at them from further away, I'm telling you, you kind of see it. And you're like, okay, I see how the prominent lips kind of work in your favor when you're looking at them from afar, because you can actually see him making that stern, kind of grumpy face from further away, sort of. So it doesn't bother me so much. And that one weird thing with the articulation in tank mode is like disappointing, but not a huge deal. I mean, Megatron, most people probably aren't really gonna put him in tank mode, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. I don't know. And the only other thing is just those weird plastic, which isn't super noticeable, but it does bother me. I don't know if it's hard to like replicate like this color with certain types of plastic or something. I'm honestly not super knowledgeable on those things, to be 100%. I'm being 100% honest with you, unfortunately. But yes, that does bother me. So if I could understand if like that bothers you for sure. But other than that, yeah, I definitely think he's pretty good. So just take that information, and just like even with that though, yeah, I would definitely say he's a better. I mean, especially if you want one that's specifically based on the movie. Then honestly, it's a no-brainer. You gotta get him. If you just want a good-looking Megatron, I mean, if you don't feel like, if you're like, maybe I'll keep this one. Like, it's totally fine. But like, if you already have this one and it's like way shorter, I'd hate to. Believe me, I do not want to be the guy who tells you to just buy things. Oh yeah, you gotta buy this. You gotta buy this. Like, this is kind of one of those rare cases where like, if you're a Transformers fan, you kind of have to get this one. I don't know. Like, I'd hate to say you gotta get it, but like, this is kind of a big deal. Like, even with Soundwave, like, the old one was pretty much, he's good, he's fine. I mean, I don't even know. With Prime, like, I don't know. But this one, I kind of like this one, honestly. Even with the weird Botox lips. I like it. Oh, and I didn't tell you. Did I tell over the finger articulation? No, I think I did. Yeah, I think I got everything. Alright, cool. So that'll be about it. Very happy with it. Please let me know your thoughts on all that. On the figure itself, on Megatron. What's his coolest design? Do you like this? Are you psyched to get one based on the movie? Are you disappointed he doesn't turn into a gun anymore? How do you feel about Megatron turning into a tank? Is it totally fine? You don't care? Maybe you're just one of those people who only uses the robot mode anyway, regardless. Especially because it's Megatron. As long as you get the gun accessory for like Starscream or whoever to hold, then you're good. I mean, where do you fall on that? And let me know if you want any more pictures or if you want any additional additional information that I may have missed. Any questions you may have about the figure, please do not hesitate to ask. Because I do miss things quite a bit, if I'm being 100% honest with you. But anyways, yeah, so that's about it. Thank you so much for hanging with me once again. And man, where's that Starscream? We got the Thundercracker, right? On pre-orders, right? I'm pretty sure. If anyone knows anything, I don't really feel like doing research, but like, yeah, if you know anything, like, if there's like an ETA on the Starscream, let me know, because I need my Starscream.